Welcome to episode 3 of The Beat on the Street. I'm Michael Anthony, and I'm bringing you some of the coolest sounds in electronic music. You could always find more artist interviews and a monthly new release page at my website at popartav.com. Let's get it started with a music video that is more like a short film by Zarina. This won Music Video of the Year at New York Film Awards and is one of my favorite tracks on the Arcana album. Here is Wonderland. with an amazing video paired with an awesome track. Check out my review of Zarina's album on my website at popartav.com. Next up, I have an awesome interview with Iyes Keen, who just released her second album called Make Me Softer. Hey guys, I want to welcome Iyes Keen to the show. Iyes, thank you for coming up on the show. How are you today?
I am fantastic. I'm on my 4th or 5th coffee today, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It might get crazy.
Okay, no problem. I'm usually good for 4, but 4 or 5, that's kind of. Iyes, one of the first questions I like to ask, because it's a general question I like to know, is how did you get into electronic music?
It probably started with synthwave. The first time I heard synthwave, I was just like, what is this? And then I started trying to find like all of the synthwave I could find, and I just like drank it. Like, it was amazing. And then I got really into dark synth, and that's when I was like, I think I could do this. Like, I think this is something that I could make. And I've always made music, so I kind of had stopped because I didn't have anyone to make music with. I didn't know how to produce. I didn't have a band. Like, I could play instruments, but it wasn't the same. So it just kind of came together. I was like, well, maybe I'll try this. And then I just started doing it, and I don't know how
awesome.
The rest of it came.
That's the best way to do it. Just do it. Just start doing it.
Yeah.
So you write, you produce, and you do vocals. Was there something that you started with first? Like, did you do vocals first or write first, or?
For electronic music, I started, the music comes first every time. With other type of music, it's not like that, but with electronic music, that's the only way I can make it happen. Cool. It almost always starts with like every time. But yeah, it's music first, and then I'll just get on and like ad lib vocals, and it'll just be complete nonsense, and then I'll go back later and chop it up and say like, hey, this part sounds cool, and then build on that.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So you'll make like a beat first, and then you'll like come up with like lyrics that way. Yeah, I always, because I never made music before, but well, I had a Yamaha keyboard years and years ago, and it had like a 4-track on it that you could record on, and that was my extent. I always wanted to do, I always wanted to do more, but I don't know. It's one of those shoulda, woulda, coulda type of things.
Yeah, you should start.
Yeah, I may again. I might.
Yeah.
Maybe one day. You never know. So you just released an album, Make Me Softer, I believe in February 15th. I saw that on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
How would you describe that album and the process of making it?
That album it's definitely more structured. Like, the songs, I really love pop music, so I listen to a lot of pop music, but it's just not naturally what comes out of me when I make music. So I took like my darker synth sensibilities, and then I tried to put it into a pop song, and it just turned into whatever that is. I don't really know exactly how to describe it, but definitely, like, I guess just darker electro pop. I like to use a lot of alien sounds, I call them. If it sounds like a spaceship in my head, then I put it in the song.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So Maluk, I believe, was one of the singles on that album, right? One of the first singles.
Yeah.
That had a cool vibe to it as well. I like that
Thank
single.
You.
You don't need to be the one to call, but I meant it when I said I need it all, and you answer with farewell. If you to need me only when your heart breaks.
Where did you have the album on? Like, you have it on Spotify? Everyone can find it on Spotify, I believe, Bandcamp.
Yep, it's all on Spotify. It's all on Bandcamp. It's free. Even on Bandcamp, it's free. And I think it's on YouTube too.
Oh wow.
It does its own thing with it, but I put my videos out on YouTube, and hopefully I'll have a lot more of those coming.
Oh, that's cool.
Because I do them myself, so it takes forever.
Yeah, it is tough. Like I know the process. It is can be a pain, and some nights you don't want to deal with it, and then others you do, and then you try to cram everything in one sitting.
Yeah, well, a lot of times creativity comes in waves. So when you're doing all of the things and then you get like a creative wave, you'll find yourself with like 15 different projects on your hands, and none of them have anything to do with each other. And so it can get really overwhelming. But if you don't take advantage of it, then when you go through those dry spells and you have nothing to do, you have nothing to do.
You reach like you get stumped in a way, like you're just at a wall.
Yeah.
So you mentioned something about like alien sounds and things like that. Is that something you have an interest in as well, like extraterrestrial and stuff like that?
Absolutely.
Oh, no, that's awesome.
Yeah, I love science fiction in general, all of it, sci-fi, comics, movies especially, and that's kind of where I got started with music. I think it's just from soundtracks, getting really into soundtracks and realizing that was a thing that I was really interested in. And then a lot of what I kind of take in, a lot of the art I take in is based in science fiction. So, and then also like, I like science too. So
of course, it's like hand in hand. Yeah. Yep. Like it's cool to see when something was science fiction now is actually science. It's
so much of it. Yeah.
So do you have any upcoming announcements? Anything that you're working on currently that you want to tell everyone about?
Yeah, well, I don't have any dates. A lot of what I'm working on right now is just kind of in the air. I'm trying to take it a little slower. I did put out 2 albums in a year, and then started writing a 3rd one already. So I'm trying to I think what I'm going to do is just put things out in doses, like a lot of singles this year, a lot of videos, and then probably a lot more social media content. I really actually do enjoy social media as much as I probably pretend I hate it.
It could go either way, right?
Yeah. True. Yeah. But I just figured, if I can use it as a way to connect with my fans, I really enjoy that. So I'm going to try and put a lot more there. So I guess there's plenty coming, but maybe just follow me on social media so that you can get your updates there, because I don't have dates. I'm too chaotic for that.
Yeah, of course. It's when you finish it, right? Pretty much.
Yeah.
No deadlines. That's a good thing to have. No deadlines. So I saw you were in another podcast, I believe, and you mentioned something about house music and wanting to come out with like a different genre.
Yeah.
Is that something you've always wanted to do, or?
Not always, but looking back, I kind of realized some of my all-time favorite songs that I can just bop to forever are kind of it's dance music, like Kylie Minogue, that Can't Get You Out of My Head song.
Yeah.
Literally have not been able to get it out of my head for years and years since it came out. But just a lot of dance music. I've just always really enjoyed it. And I made one accidentally, and then that's when I realized I could make it. And I was like, I don't really know if this is something that people who like my music, I don't know if this is something they're going to enjoy. So I put out a couple little pieces just to see what the feedback would be like, and they really liked it. So
that's awesome.
That's going to be most of my singles this year. It'll probably be dance music, but definitely melodic, vocal, probably closer to deep house than anything.
Okay. Yeah, when I started listening to electronic, it was mid to late 90s. And
the heyday.
Yeah, even before Daft Punk, even before they were. And it was always pretty much house, trance, techno was your 3 main ones. And now, today you see everything out now.
Yeah.
It's gone crazy, every type of genre out there. So it's
well,
always
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What I think I have noticed that I like the most about it is that usually when you're writing any other kind of song, you have to be very careful with the structure. Like you have to have like intro, verse 1, chorus, verse 2, bridge, outro.
Mhm.
But with dance music, you kind of, if you get a good vibe and you get like a good like hook, you can literally just keep it there the whole song as long as you have something else going. But what's
That's
great
true.
about it is that it starts good and then you're like in the vibe, and it, as long as it's good enough, you just kind of forget that you're listening to the song, but you're going. I don't know how to explain it, but
No, yeah, I know.
it's
I know
like
what you mean.
fast kind of, you know, like
Like the
hitting.
energy, if you feel the
Yeah,
energy, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the best part about house music.
just a
Or
vibe.
any, yeah. I always like that. Whenever I see something come out, I'm always like, oh wow, let me listen to this. Let me check this out.
And
So
I
I used
have
to be.
always hated bridges, and I didn't know why. But I think
Mhm.
it's because it's taking me out of the song. Like it's like putting another song. I know it's important, but it's like putting another song in the smack in the middle of the song that you're enjoying, and then you're like, why didn't you just write another song?
Yeah, yeah, I could see. Yeah, I see what you mean. I never thought of it that way, actually.
Yeah.
It's really funny. Where can everyone find you on social media? Are you on Twitter, Instagram?
No Twitter. Twitter scares me. It's also just all words,
Yeah.
like mostly angry words. You can find me on Instagram at Iyes_Keen. That's IYES_KEEN. And then I'm just venturing into TikTok, which is scary in its own way, but it's really good for music and sharing music. So same thing on TikTok, just Iyes Keen. And I'll share that link eventually on my Instagram. But I
Oh,
am
that's cool.
very active on Instagram. So can you hear the geese?
Yeah. I
Okay.
wasn't sure what that was.
I never hear them this late at night. What was that? Oh, yeah, Instagram, mostly on Instagram. A little bit
Oh,
on,
okay.
yeah.
So one of the ways I found you was through Instagram, and John from Aztec Records told me, check out Eyes. She has some good stuff coming out. Um, he said that you were a friend of the label. So what's that like working with everyone over there?
Mostly it's great. Everyone in the whole specifically synthwave community is really, really welcoming. And it's just a different vibe. You go into a lot of music communities and you never really know what you're going to get. But for some
Mhm.
reason, I think maybe it's because synthwave is, well, it's becoming mainstream, but it was so far from mainstream that like if you were into it, it was very niche. Like it's a very specific type of person. And you tend to also have other interests that are the same, like the type of movies and shows you like, and
Yeah.
it's very retro, you know? So it's been really nice. And especially like working with Uncover was really, really great. He is a fantastic producer. And he kind of just like let me do my thing. And then
Oh, wow.
he'll take whatever I do and he just kind of makes it magic. And at the time I was pretty new. So I know the vocal recordings I sent him were probably very harsh and hard to work with, very noisy in the background. But yeah, he taught me a lot along the way too.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. That was actually the second song I noticed you on. Obviously your first album that came out in February.
Mhm.
And then just recently, Pure Synth sent me the compilation album. I think I
Oh
mentioned that to
yeah,
you. And
yeah.
it was the second song, I believe.
Mhm.
And I'm like, oh wow, this sounds awesome. And then I saw your name on it, and I'm like, you know what? Let me try to get in touch with you. And I'll probably I'll probably put the song right after this interview as well too.
Oh,
So it's a
cool.
really cool song. Yeah, I like that a lot. It
Yeah.
has like that cool vibe to it. What was it like making that song? You said it was a pleasant experience with the other
Yeah.
artists.
Well, to be honest, Uncover did like 90% of the work on that. He really is super talented.
Oh wow.
And he just kind of he'll take whatever I do and just like take it to the like ultimate whatever I was trying to figure out in my head, that he'll do
Mhm.
it. Like he'll just figure it out. He's
That's
done
pretty cool.
a lot of remixes. Each one of my album, he has a remix on it.
Mhm.
And he just most recently, one of the dance songs I was working on, I sent it to him and I was like, I cannot figure out how to make this shorter, how to make it like punchier, like help me please. And he was really fast on it. He just like figured it out and
That's awesome.
He's like, maybe you could do this.
Yeah, I know that's tough in music. I always heard that, trying to get your thoughts out into the sound, you know, into the song itself.
Yeah, and sometimes
That's
it just takes one other person to listen to it and say like, maybe you should take this ARP and carry it through the rest of the song. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll try that. And then I try it and it's perfect. I'm like, great.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So before we wrap it up, like I said, I'm going to play that song so everyone can hear it. We'll know what we're talking about. Definitely like to have you on again as well too in the future.
Yeah, anytime.
Next time, you know, anything that comes out, we'll definitely cover it for you.
Very cool.
Everything I have close, full out of control.
Hi, this is Cyberwalker, and you're watching The Beat on the Street.
Thank you, Iyes, for taking the time to come on the show, and also thank you to Pure Synth Records for sending me that awesome compilation album. Right now, it's time to dance. Here is a fun and energetic music video from Candy Apple Blue. Candy Apple Blue has an awesome vibe to their music and videos. Be sure to check out more of their music in the links below in the video description. Next up is a band that just recently signed with Aztec Records. This is Lucy Dreams Experiencer.
So long and be a noble man, for fellows don't approve. Your evils keep them close to you, they dance and move. 'Cause one day I will ask you to call fire from above. For anyone who keeps a maze is one too many. You gotta be someone I see.
Hope you guys enjoyed that video by Lucy Dreams. Up next is an awesome interview with Tom and Cojette of Liquid Modern, who just released their new single and music video, Lack of Access. Okay, guys, I'm here today with Liquid Modern. Tom and Cojette, thank you for taking the time today to join with me on the show. How are you today?
Doing well,
Great.
Mike.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, good. Again, thank you for coming on. So you guys just released Lack of Access. Tell me about the background, creating the song and what it feels like to come out with the song as well.
Well, it feels good to finally have it officially out through Retro Reverb. And I mean, yeah, we're excited for this. The album's a couple months away. It's all finished. So we're kind of just taking a breather right now. So that's nice. But yeah, Lack of Access was just like all the other songs we do. I come up with my little musical things up in my room and yeah, talk about.
And then I do the lyrics and melodies, but really it sort of turned out to be a protest song without really trying. It just was because there's always just so much stuff going on in the world lately. So I guess that's what kind of came out in the music. And then the Ukraine thing started to happen, and that's awful, and it sort of just fits that it's coming out right now. So
Yeah, of course. So when you do the lyrics and vocals, do you come up with the melody, the beat first, or vocals first usually?
I would say it kind of goes all at the same time. I just kind of start throwing words out and seeing what fits, and then kind of come up with a melody from there, and then put real words in the place. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds
stuff
awesome.
like that.
So with this new song, is it a retro pop song? Like a retro wave song?
Oh, for
Definitely,
sure. Yeah,
definitely.
it's definitely got some good old 80s feel to it,
Mhm.
with little synth stabs and little synth lines, and then just the way that the vocals are delivered,
Mhm.
with the oohs and whatnot. It definitely gets your head bobbing.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, that's the kind of music I like. So you guys came out a few months back.
Mhm.
You had an EP, I believe, right? And that
Yep.
was a little bit more different, like almost like different era, I want to say.
Yeah.
70s kind of.
Mhm.
Yeah, kind of. And I mean, that's just kind of what we do is I just kind of pinpoint an era I want to work in musically. But really like the formulation of the actual music works pretty much the same. I just throw it out on a piano line that I like and start working with that, and then start adding whatever drums feel right over it and whatever other instrumentation feels right. And it just kind of does what it's going to do. I try not to control it too much, but yeah. And so that's why we did that EP, because we had those 3 tracks that all kind of ran in the same vein. And so it made sense as kind of our introduction to Liquid Modern.
Yeah.
And then just kind of taking that same idea and taking it to where we're going on this debut album.
Mhm.
Awesome. Yeah, I definitely like the EP. That was like how I was introduced to you guys.
Yep.
Enjoyed it a lot. And
Thank
that's
you.
hearing it and then seeing it spread through like Twitter, Instagram, everyone being like, "Oh wow, Liquid Modern." I like seeing that. Like when people start hearing your stuff, it gets through the grapevine, I want to say.
Yeah, it's really been cool, and it's been nice to see the reception to it, and we're really excited to see what people think of what's coming next, because we're in love with it.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
had such a blast making it. It's a good time for sure.
That's awesome. So you guys are with Retro Reverb Records now. You just were signed, I believe, last month.
Yep.
Yes.
So that's cool. What was the excitement level? How did it go?
I mean, really excited. I mean,
Yeah.
as when I was a kid, and in modern day, the need for a label sometimes is you get different opinions from different people.
Of course.
But I mean, when I was a kid growing up in the 90s, like that was it, get on a label and yay. And it's been awesome being with Retro Reverb. They've been really supportive. And we actually started talking to them through Alexa after we did that collab with them on Above. And it's really cool to be a part of that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, LNA, they're good. I talk to them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Try to talk to them as much as I can.
Yeah, they're our buddies. for sure.
Yep.
We really got close to them doing Above, and
That's awesome.
yeah, we look forward to doing more stuff with them in the future.
No, definitely.
Oh, that's cool. So how did you guys get into electronic music?
Ed,
I've always
you're the earliest.
I've always listened to it, love it. I like kind of how different it can go, so many different directions. And I guess he started to really play electronic music and make it, and then our roads kind of diverged, and that's where we've kind of come together. I guess.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, you originally got into electronic music in the 90s.
Oh,
at the
yeah.
house clubs.
Oh yeah.
And like I was in the late 90s, was a drum and bass DJ.
Okay.
And so that was really my first going to raves. I mean, that was electronic
Lots
music.
of raving
And
Because I grew up around the same time. Did you guys have outdoor
Yeah.
raves or were they indoors? Because a lot of mine were indoors.
yeah,
Oh,
at
they were
first
both.
they were all the indoor, like, you know, you had to call a number at a
Yeah.
certain time to get the
Yeah.
address and all that fun stuff.
It'd be a paint vault somewhere, yeah.
But then, like, you know, in the early 2000s, when it started to blow up, then they started having all the huge
There's a
outdoor
festival.
festivals
Yeah,
and
that's
all
way
that. And then it's kind of morphed into what it is now, which is
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely evolved over time. It's pretty cool to see. I think now it's like dubstep is the big thing, I guess. They have like all the festivals with that.
that
Yeah.
and tech house are
Definitely,
like
yeah.
really huge now.
There we go with the genres right there.
Oh gosh.
We just did a video with
I
that.
know, right?
The many faces of electronic music.
But yeah, I mean, we both grew up in the 80s, and 80s music is just kind of the backbone of everything
Everything,
that
yeah.
we learned musically after that.
Mhm.
And specifically synthwave and stuff, I really got into, oddly enough, when I was getting my master's, and just found out about synthwave and started making playlists, and that took me through all my work and everything, and
Oh wow.
it just kind of became a part of me. And so even though we don't do, you know, classic straight up synthwave stuff, it's definitely influential in what we're doing now.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. It's a great genre. I got into it, I want to say about 2 years ago, mainly because I was mostly iTunes. I always bought my music on iTunes since like 2008, I want to say. And if you know iTunes, it's either electronic, pop, rock. It's
Yep.
very, I always have this conversation. It's very, cut and dry,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
They don't really go deep into their genres. Or maybe it changed. I don't know. Then with Bandcamp, obviously they every genre you could think of is on there.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you guys are on where can we find you on the socials?
Twitter's like kind of our bread and butter.
Okay.
Modern, and then liquid_modern on Instagram. Bandcamp, liquid modern. But Lack of Access will be coming out through Retro Reverbs on Bandcamp.
Oh, okay.
And on all the streaming. But yeah, just really pretty much any streaming service, look us up. We're there.
Yeah.
Awesome. I saw you are on TikTok now. Is that true, or is that?
Oh
just-
yeah.
Hey.
Okay.
Yes, we are. I cannot wait for
That's
all
awesome.
the infinite content I will now create for it.
I should look into that. I haven't really got into that yet. It's too much.
That's how we should do the pop art videos now. Just
Yeah,
minute long clips
that's all. That's all we need. Just a minute long.
of Night Razor getting frozen.
Yeah, just us laughing for like a minute straight. and then- So we're gonna before we wrap up, we're gonna play your music video. It was just released. And do you have any dates for upcoming albums? Anything you want to spread before we?
Yeah, I mean, May 13th, our first ever 11-track debut album is coming out. We're going to have that on CD, and be thinking about vinyl in the future.
Awesome.
Obviously digital on Bandcamp. But yeah, I mean, that's the big deal that we're looking forward to right
Yeah.
now.
And
And
that's Friday the 13th. You can remember that in May.
Friday the 13th. So
That's actually in August of 21. That's when I started my website. It was on Friday the 13th.
really?
Yeah. People say, why'd you do that? And I'm like, well, who cares?
Yeah.
I'll remember it. I'll remember
Exactly.
it,
It makes it
you know?
easy to remember, right?
Yeah.
That's the point.
But yeah, and then we've got another couple of collabs that we're working on right now, and we've got a couple of remixes for the album that'll be coming out just a little bit after the album.
Yeah.
So yeah, just working.
Awesome. It's always good to hear. Okay, guys, so let me go into the music video, and again, thank you guys.
Mike.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, everyone, it's that time again to wrap up another episode of Beat on the Street. Don't forget you could read more interviews, articles, and check out my monthly new release page at popartav.com. If you're looking to submit a track or music video, feel free to send it over to me at BeatStreetSub.com. I want to say thank you to Retro Reverb Records for your support, and also for everyone out there for all your likes, comments, subscriptions, and also watching this series. I hope you're enjoying everything, and I'll see you next time.